Matt Makens here with your AgNow weather. A couple of things to note as we go throughout the next week to 2 weeks. We've had a cooler pattern for the southeast that will subside and heat returns. In addition to that, we're going to have some areas of frost. We're going to have frost in the high country here, the Rocky Mountain region, out into parts of the Sierras, perhaps the Cascades, and also the upper Midwest. First frost potential comes through if you have not frosted already. There's also some spotty areas here to the east that may frost as well. So this is the probability of hitting 36 or colder, and you can see the areas highlighted. In addition to this, we're watching for areas of heat to counter some of that cold. So heat is building across the southwest, areas of record temperatures in that region. We have quite a bit of rainfall in a lot of the cotton country, but from South Texas past Houston, past New Orleans into the panhandle of Florida, heavy rainfall on the way for this week. You'll see that in just a moment on the precip map. Let's hit the timeline of when you can expect some rain showers, some thunderstorms in your area, and in some cases some snow. From that, you see sporadically placed showers and thunderstorms. Total moisture on the way. Here is that map for the next 3 days. So only through the 9th. It goes through the weekend. Mainly here Gulf Coast states, from Quebec down to the south into the New England states and Mid-Atlantic. Not much out to the west. Kind of got that idea from the animation there. Let's go broaden that from 3 days. Let's go out to 7 days. And that's when we bring in moisture here into the northern Rockies. Parts of the plains too. That's when we'll see some snowfall in the peaks. We've added to that moisture across the Gulf Coast states, and let's go out to 10 days. We still keep that moisture kind of moving throughout the prairies and north of Canada, and then we start to bring in some moisture again to the northern high plains, down through Nebraska, parts of the upper Midwest. Meanwhile, we'll continue to see a buildup of some rain shower activity across the Gulf Coast states and even down into Mexico. So some late season moisture here, but you can see where we're blanked. A lot of the west, a lot of the Four Corners region, and much of the central plains without much precip on the way for the next 10 days. Let's turn to your weekly outlooks and see how the pattern unfolds over the next 4 weeks. Here's your quadrant. So week number 1, coolest to the south and east, building the temperatures across the central states for next week. Week number 3 and week number 4. For the most part, we're spreading in heat, especially next week. And your 4-panel layout on precip. Pretty dry this week as we've talked about in that precip map, but gaining some of that moisture across the north for next week. And in week number 3, we'll hang on to some moisture, kind of a little bit more of an active period for that last week of September. And then as we head into early October, we'll dry out again. The upper Midwest will have some water, as well as the Gulf Coast states, Texas into Louisiana. And what shall we be watching for next week's AgNow Weather Report? Well, in that we're going to cover more on the heat that builds across the central states. We'll have some wind to chat about for the northern high plains. We'll also continue to update those precip maps on those totals for the south. Until next time, Matt Makens here. Be well.